As dawn blushes the sky above Vienna, the Hofburg Palace slowly awakens, like an ancient giant stirring after centuries of sleep. The first light of morning brushes against its turquoise domes, revealing a power carved deep into marble and memory. Hofburg is not merely a palace. It is a labyrinth of authority, spanning more than 240,000 square meters, where the fate of Europe was once quietly decided. Beneath the emerald-green dome of St. Michael's Wing, marble statues of Hercules still strain beneath an invisible weight. Not the weight of stone and architecture, but the burden of an empire. Here, power does not shout. It simply exists, silent, overwhelming, and eternal. The Habsburg dynasty lived by a famous motto: "Let others wage war, you, happy Austria, marry." Hofburg was the grand chessboard where these marital strategies were arranged. Not with love, but with bloodlines, alliances, and political calculation. Across Heroes Square, Heldenplatz, golden carriages once glided beneath the watchful eyes of the public. Inside them sat princes and princesses from across Europe. They did not come to fall in love. They came to sign treaties with their lives. Passing through the ancient Swiss gate, the oldest surviving part of the palace, dating back to the 13th century, one feels the chill breath of the Middle Ages. These deep red walls witnessed over 600 years of relentless expansion. From a fortress, Hofburg grew into a city within a city, with 18 palace wings and 19 courtyards woven into a living maze. Hold your breath as you enter the Prunksaal of the Austrian National Library. Often called one of the most beautiful libraries in the world, it rises like a temple of knowledge. Beneath frescoed domes, tens of thousands of leather-bound volumes climb toward the ceiling. The scent of old paper, oak wood, and accumulated wisdom fills the air, culture carefully cultivated by generations of emperors. In the imperial treasury, the crown of the Holy Roman Empire rests behind glass. It gleams with gold, pearls, and precious stones. But this is not the shine of joy. This crown is not merely gold, it is obligation, sacrifice, and a life no longer one's own. Life at Hofburg followed the suffocating strictness of the Spanish court etiquette. Even the way napkins were folded into the secret, imperial shape was knowledge passed only among trusted servants. The endless silver collection reflected candlelight endlessly, turning every meal into a theatrical display of absolute power. Listen closely to the rhythm of hooves. At the Spanish riding school, white Lipizzaner horses perform graceful ballets upon golden sand. They are trained to serve the crown with perfection. Just as the people of Hofburg were trained to master their faces and bury their true emotions. In glittering ballrooms lit by crystal chandeliers, noblewomen twirl in voluminous crinoline gowns. The music of Strauss fills the air with elegant waltzes. Laughter, fluttering fans, and polite conversation form a perfect mask, behind which political schemes unfold in whispered shadows. White marble staircases lead upward into the imperial apartments. Here, deep red velvet and gilded gold dominate every surface. This splendor is both pride and prison, a golden cage for souls longing for freedom. Emperor Franz Joseph, often called the most diligent ruler in Europe, sat at his modest desk from 5 o'clock every morning. He governed a vast, multi-ethnic empire with iron discipline. Yet he remained powerless to protect the happiness of his own family. And then there was the greatest tragedy of Hofburg, Empress Elizabeth, known to the world as Sisi. She despised the suffocating atmosphere of this palace. In her private dressing room, Sisi spent hours each day brushing her hair, which fell all the way to her heels. This was not vanity, it was obsession, a fragile form of control over a life slipping away. Sisi possessed something unheard of for a 19th-century empress, a private gymnasium. Rings, bars, rigorous exercises. She punished her body with extreme diets and relentless training. Beauty became her shield against time, duty, and a merciless court. Imperial dinners were often held in silence. Franz Joseph ate quickly, and the moment he laid down his cutlery, everyone else had to stop. Sisi sat among them, profoundly alone, her gaze drifting far beyond the palace, toward the mountains of Bavaria, her lost homeland of freedom. An unsent love letter, a fan hiding half a face from curious eyes. To Sisi, Hofburg was never a palace. It was a golden prison. In 1918, the empire collapsed. The double-headed eagles were taken down. Heldenplatz, once echoing with royal hooves, filled with the voices of a new era. Hofburg opened its gates, no longer forbidden, but transformed into a keeper of memory. Today, visitors walk quietly through the Sisi Museum. Black dresses, beauty tools, and objects tied to her tragic death remain on display. They tell the story of a woman who had everything, except freedom. As dusk settles over the turquoise domes, Hofburg glows beneath warm golden lights. Fiacre carriages still clatter across cobblestone streets, like echoes from another century. The palace stands proud and silent. Yet the sorrow of Sisi seems to linger, unseen but deeply felt. A crown may grant power, but it cannot buy happiness. Hofburg remains a timeless testament to the cruel price of glory. If you wish to continue exploring history's most beautiful and tragic stories, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next chapter. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you again in the next flow of history.